I've often said before, the only truly fun technique to catch largemouth bass is fishing a frog. Not only do you get the thrill of a topwater bite, but you can really slow down, fish heavy cover, and extract bass that wouldn't be accessible with any other technique. In today's video, we used the Chasebaits Flexi Frog to chase some Kentucky bass in a renowned trophy largemouth lake. All of that and more on this episode of TackleJox.
There's a bass. Yep. Oh, that's not a bad bass either. He's got me in the grass though. Oh yeah, boy. Yeah, buddy. Looky there, boys. That is a beautiful bass to start the day. Absolutely gorgeous coming on the Flexi Frog. As we come into light in the morning, these bass will hopefully get wired for this Flexi Frog, and look at that. There you go, there's the Flexi Frog. And that is a beautiful bass to start the day. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow, I cannot believe we're starting this day out like this. And hopefully that frog bite continues. We're gonna go ahead and release that bass. Wow, she splashed the camera. What's going on, guys? We're back at one of the best trophy lakes for largemouth bass in Kentucky, and that would be Cedar Creek Lake, and that's going to be the first lap hog. I know I didn't measure it, but that was 100% a lap hog. I just wanted to get it back in the water fast. I've got the black Chasebaits Flexi Frog, and as you can see, very durable. We're going to be catching a lot of bass on this today. There's a lot of grass here in the upper end, and that's what we're targeting. Last time I was here, I didn't have a frog, but now we do, and that was the first frog fish I've caught in a really long time. That felt so good. Wow. Hopefully that bite continues, boys. I'm really here for a good frog bite today. Also got a few other lures we're going to try out. Last time we were here, the jig and the chatterbait were both killing it. So that's probably what we're going to go back to, the old tried and true. There's a lot of standing timber in here, laydowns, and grass. That's a lot of the primary cover that they're going to have in this lake. And as you can see, we have a beautiful morning here for topwater. It's pretty chilly today. We're starting off in the low 50s, but it should get into the mid 70s a little bit later today. Like I said, we're gonna be throwing the Flexi Frog. We've got a few other things we're gonna try out. But guys, it should be a beautiful day. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some more.
And even though the optimism was there after the first bass, the luck of the draw was not. Moments after catching that bass, I'd lodge my Flexi Frog into a tree on a backcast and bird's nest my entire spool.
Yo.
To make things worse, as I progressed towards the middle of the lake and the deeper waters, the amount of boaters became more prevalent. But this was only the beginning.
What's up, man?
Having any luck?
I caught one on a frog earlier, but that was about it.
Really?
Yeah. That was pretty much as soon as I put in at daylight, though. Been pretty much dead. Do what?
That's the way it works.
Yeah. I think the one I caught was 19 inches. I mean, it's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Good luck, bro.
Yeah, you too, man. Did you catch one right here?
Huh?
Did you catch one right here?
Yeah, I caught one about 3 pounds on that little creek back there.
Nice.
The amount of boaters at this location was definitely discouraging, and as I approached my initial launch site, it became glaringly obvious that this location was not going to work. With the lack of production when it came to bites, and the increasing number of boaters stacking themselves on top of each other, as well as running all over the lake, I decided to back up and head to shallower waters in the upper end. And it wouldn't take long before this decision paid off.
There's a bass. a bite and we've relocated to the opposite end of the lake. Looky there, boys, perfectly hooked right in the side, in the mouth, actually right in the top lip. Beautiful green, healthy Cedar Creek largemouth. Appreciate you, buddy. Whew, up here at the upper end, I didn't even feel that fish eat, but that's a good sign. But they're on the finesse bite, so probably just gonna be using slow lures. And if we mix it up for anything, we're gonna be throwing a topwater like a frog. That's a good bass. Oh. No, I lost me in the grass.
That fish was a giant, easily over 5 pounds just from the weight alone. And that would be the last jig bite that we received that day. But thanks to the rain and moving to a new location on the lake, as well as switching tactics back to the frog, we were able to get on a pattern and actually produce some bites.
There's a little bass. Yeah, buddy. Oh, hey. Looky there, boys. We've gone almost all day since that last bite, since that big bite that we missed. There you go, Flexi Frog securing a nice little greenback largie. Okay, well, I guess we'll be throwing the frog for the majority of the day, and then a few times we'll be taking out the jig. But if they're gonna eat the frog, 100% gonna be throwing it. Oh, baby. That's another bite. Although it might be a slow fishing day, I'll certainly take a frog bite any day. Wow, that was insane. Yeah, buddy, that's a lot better than I thought it was. Look at that, boys. Beautiful bass coming on the Flexi Frog. As you can see, whenever you hook the bass, this Flexi Frog will actually slide up the line, so it just gets out of the way. Look at that, boys. That's another beautiful frog fish right there. Absolutely gorgeous. Coming on the Flexi Frog. Appreciate you, sweetheart. See you later. Bass. Absolutely feisty bass. Look at that. I doubt we got the landing of that fish on camera, so there you go. Chasebaits Flexi Frog and the good old Z-Man jackhammer landing this beautiful fish. Let's go ahead and send him back. Appreciate you, buddy. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a little more like it. I actually missed the hook set on that so bad because he took it from the bank all the way out to the center. Wow. No. Oh, wow. That was a good eat right there. That's really helpful for the next time we come here. Now I know to just bypass the mid-lake section that I normally go to. You just come here, start casting top water in the morning. Especially this frog. They are all over the frog right now. That's really exciting. That's my favorite largemouth bite right there. And if we can key in on that bite on the full moon, it should be a pretty crazy bite.
So here we were back a few days later in order to redeem ourselves and try out the Chasebaits Flexi Frog on the full moon cycle.
Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of TackleJox. Today, we are out here on the beautiful Cedar Creek Lake in Kentucky. And how about this for a backdrop? What a beautiful setting to start the morning off. We got a little bit of chop on the water, but that's not going to stop us today in the kayak. As you can see, we're starting out today without the trolling motor, no pedal drive today. We'll have it a little bit later, but right now we're going up in the really shallow stuff and going up here and fishing heavy cover. So we want to make sure that we can have as much space as possible because we're about to catch a lapdog, boys. We have the Chasebaits Flexi Frog in the black color, and that should be coming in clutch today. We got a few other lures we're going to try on this cold front day, and that's the reason it's so foggy. Right now it's probably in the high 40s, mid 40s, somewhere in there. But for now the air temperature is probably 20 to 30 degrees cooler than the actual water temperature, so that's why you're getting all this steam running off the top of the water right now. It's creating for a beautiful setting, and hopefully that'll hide us really well. That's another one of the reasons I wanted this white kayak, is because I'm going to blend in perfectly with the steam rising off the water. No dice, but as you guys saw from the previous section of this video, it was filmed a few days earlier than where we're at right now. So it's a little bit warmer back then. The frog bite might not be there. It might be more of a jig bite today, but either one I'm cool with. Either way, boys, let's go ahead and find out. We got an awesome start to our morning. Let's see if we can get one. Yep. There's the little bass. No, stop jumping. Oh, he just stopped. Wow, this little tiny bass engulfed this thing. How about that for a neat, boys? Look at that little tiny bass, barely able to fit this in his mouth. He absolutely slammed that. I gotta get a picture of this. It's wrapped up all in his mouth. Wow. Still cannot get over that. Hopefully we get a big guy that'll do us like that today. Look at that. How did that little tiny bass fit that in there? Appreciate you, buddy. Oh, did a little dance for us. Splash me in the face. Much appreciated. That just goes to show that even on the cold front days, you can come out here with a reaction lure like a frog, especially as we transition into summer. That bite becomes even more prevalent. It's the first fish of the day. Let's see if we can get some more, boys. That scared me pretty good. Awesome. That's about how it goes after I get a bite. That is just my luck. I either get hung or screw up the cast somehow, so I can never get a good secondary cast. And it's likely that fish will never bite again. That's okay though. At least we're getting bites. That's all that matters. This is pretty much as far as I can get up into this creek mouth. And as you can see, we are surrounded by lily pads. Maybe you're just seeing the reed lines to my left here. But either way, it's providing great cover, and the water's really warm up here. And that's why these bass are up in here right now. It's very cold today, very crisp, cool morning. But they're still eating the frogs, so that's cool. But this kind of dense vegetation is exactly what they're hiding in. And not many people can get into it unless you go out here and paddle just like I am right now. So we're gonna do that while it's still really cool this morning. And then once it heats up in the day, some of the rocks on the bank are catching the sun. We're gonna move in to more like a main lake setting. That's when we get the trolling motor out. That's when we get the good old pedal drive. But right now, it is the shallow water experience. It's very 10-poundery. Let's make that an adjective, please. Yep. I'm gonna try a couple more casts right here. See if there's anything really pushed up there. Wow. Yep, just like that. That's exactly what I was wanting. No, stay down. That was crazy. As soon as I said See if there's anything else pushed up there. Ooh, calm down, buddy. That right there is exactly what we're after, boys. Oh, just barely hooked too, right in the side of the mouth. Chasebaits Flexi Frog. Good old, beautiful, really warm largemouth. Wow, he is warmer than my fingers are. We appreciate you, buddy. That's exactly what we're looking for. The bass that are really pushed up. This water's still really dirty and dingy. We've got some more rain coming this weekend too. As you can see, even when it slides off the hook right there, it's a pretty easy repair. And now it's good to go again. And it's that TPE material, so this is the one we'll be using all day pretty much, unless something happens to it. That's unfortunate. But yeah, as you can see, really stretchy legs. Doesn't matter if the bass take them in. Big bass, small bass. Bass of all sizes it can handle. Well, let's see if we can get some more, boys. Now we're gonna head back down the lake. We've gone as far as we can up. We got some other places, other pockets that we're gonna try out that we're gonna push up into. Really shallow stuff, but really heavy cover with the Flexi Frog. Wow. That's a lot better than I thought it was too. Wow, I thought that was a little dink. Wow, how did you do that, buddy? Get it wrapped around, and there you go. Easily comes right out. Had to flip it around a couple times, flip it and reverse it. Appreciate you, buddy. That was almost next cast. That's crazy. Oh, I'm totally here for it though. I love a good frog bite. That is, as I've stated many times before, I'm gonna repeat like a broken record. Frog bite is the only truly fun way to catch largemouth bass. Most of the other times they are just so lazy. They're gonna sit on their tree stump, sit under their piece of cover, and not do a single thing. But if they see a frog come by, oh man, they are going to explode on that thing. Oh, he put me on in the lily pads. I don't think that's a very big one, but still a bite. Out of the grass. Oh, boys. Look at that. Beautiful, healthy largemouth bass. Easily first lap hog of the day. Saw this one eat next to the reed line. Cast it over there, and look at that. Absolutely choked on it. Right in the top lip. Pop it right out. Chasebaits Flexi Frog for a beautiful lap hog orgy. Look at that. It's gonna be 18 and a half. That is a beautiful fish. What's crazy is that isn't even a keeper in this lake. Look at that. 2 inches off. Appreciate you, buddy. See you later. Did a little dance. That was a good take. There's a bass. That's a lot better than I thought it was. Oh, get out of the grass. Oh yeah, that's a solid bass right there. Absolutely wiry. There you go, there's the Flexi Frog. Jig grass, but look at that. That's a beautiful frogfish right there. Absolutely gorgeous. I'd say that's probably the second lap hog. Ooh, can't even talk. This one's got me speechless. Second lap hog of the day. Appreciate you, buddy. It's a good fish. Oh, stay down, stay down. Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy. He's already spit the lure. Legit thought this was gonna be a 5-pounder. Just by the way he was fighting, but he's probably pulling me down that grass. Look at that. That's a beautiful Cedar Creek bass right there. So that one's right under 18. You're gonna dance for us. Appreciate you, buddy. Looky there, boys. This one on the jig. Just out here in the open water on these trees. It's been a long time since we got a bite last, but decided to switch over here to the jig, fish a little deeper water and see what happened. Got us a bass.
It's at this point that the dynamic of the day shifted completely. For the entire day, we were only able to buy a bite on the frog, but towards the end of the day when things were cooling off, that bite was non-existent, and a new bite became king.
Oh, don't do that. Wow. Jumper. Look at that, that bass absolutely clobbered the jig. Oh, look at that. Jig popping right out. Bitsy bug jig. Let's take a look at this little bass. Right there. It's a beautiful taco. Let's go ahead and send him back. Appreciate you, buddy. Stop jumping. Whew, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, boys, did we work for that fish right there. Look at that. That is a gorgeous largemouth bass. I was expecting this to come on the frog a little bit later this evening, but nope. This fatty right here coming on the jig. Now we got the Nico crawl and the bitsy bug and a beautiful largemouth bass. Check out how beautiful that fish is. Absolutely gorgeous. Appreciate you, sweetheart. We're gonna send her back down. That was easily a lapdog. Just wanted to get her back in there so we can get some more casting because we are losing the light pretty fast, so we don't have very much time to make up right now. The jig bite picks up though. That is gonna be a killer bite. Whoa, hey yo, buddy. I just catapulted this fish out of the water. What's up, little guy? Well, it looks like the jig bite is about to pick up right at the end of the day. That is crazy. Been too windy to fish the jig today, but look at that. Little tiny guy. Appreciate you, buddy. Feisty little bass today. It has certainly been a long day, but every time I hook into a new one, I'm reminded why I'm still fishing. Look at that. Appreciate you, buddy. It's crazy. I would think that the frog bite would be going crazy right now, but no, it's the jig bite. What did I say at the very beginning of this video? Very beginning of today, I said it might be a jig day. They just caught onto it late. I'm just glad they caught onto it at all, honestly. Oh, this little guy hammered it. How this little bass managed to choke that down, I will never know. So now they're 100% on the jig bite. Noted. Kind of wish I would have been throwing the jig all day now. The frog has been good to us though, but this is just an eye-opener. Even though I did try the jig today a few times, but it was just so windy. I couldn't feel anything. Now that the wind's died back down, the jig bite is on. So we're gonna go back in here in these lily pads and all the little cutouts that we can find. Chuck this jig around and see what happens. I really want to go back and try a couple of these points next to the bridge columns. There's just been so many boaters out today that I'm deciding just go where people have not been today, and we're gonna see if we can catch one. These are the kind of fish we were after today. That is another fog largie. Wow, he's feisty. Hold on, buddy. I'm gonna get you off. There you go. Bitsy bug jig and the Nico crawl. Another beautiful bass. Look at that. That's a beautiful largemouth bass. Appreciate you, sweetheart. See you later. Nice, look at that. Absolutely choked on that. Oh, right in the top of the nose. Beautiful little bass. Appreciate you, buddy. You're just running at me. Well, guys, what an amazing and all-around beautiful fishery. Quickly fallen in love with Cedar Creek, and just off of pure aesthetics alone, it is one of the most beautiful lakes that I've ever been to. It is actually a largemouth paradise. It's not even summer yet. They're hitting the frog. So, you know we'll be back here this summer for a little bit of frogging action. Even some nighttime action, we'll have to see. I don't know how I feel about coming out here at night with all the standing timber this place has. But yeah, guys, I think that's what we're gonna call it for today. Straight up roller coaster. Hot start, cold middle, really cold middle. It was a long day today. And then we finished strong with the jig. Like I said, it turned from a frog bite into a jig bite. And hopefully next time, it'll be a little mix of both. But guys, I appreciate you guys coming out here and watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to hit the like button below, comment, rate, subscribe, do what you guys do. I'll see you guys in the next one.
If you guys made it this far, then I want to thank you for watching this video. If you guys haven't seen any of my content before, then be sure to check out the channel and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. If you guys enjoyed this episode of frog fishing, then be sure to check out this video right here for a killer night on the water.
Healthy largemouth bass, easily first lap hog of the day. Saw this one eat next to the reed line, cast it over there, and look at that, absolutely choked on it.